Welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 159. I give the miracles I have received. No one can give what he has not received. To give a thing requires first you have it in your own possession. Here the laws of heaven and the world agree, but here they also separate. The world believes that to possess a thing it must be kept. Salvation teaches otherwise. To give is how to recognize you have received. It is the proof that what you have is yours. I'm going to pause and say, you can't give away something you don't have. The world tries to keep and possess. Spirit gives freely and thereby reinforces and proves that you have it to give and are the endless, abundant source of this. I had an experience once where I got rerouted on a flight. I ended up spending 3 days in an airport, and through a series of tragically comical events, I ended up in a immigration detention center overnight, sitting on a chair with nowhere to lay down. It's a long story. I was fine. But as I was being rerouted back to New York, and then I was going to go back to my original destination, I sat down next to a young man who was frantic, and his phone was about to die, and he didn't know how to charge it, and his charger wasn't working. And I was able to help him, calm him down, let him use my charger, and love him, show love and support to him. I thought nothing of it. After that experience, Spirit brought to my awareness that there was something beautiful that I had overlooked. And it brought it very clearly to the forefront of my mind that even in one of the most tired, fatigued, and stressed states that I'd been in a very long time, it was easy for me to love. It was easy for me to give genuine care. It was my nature. I hadn't thought anything of it, but Spirit wanted me to acknowledge that. And that it was important for me to realize that I am love. It doesn't matter what circumstance I'm in. It doesn't change what I am. It doesn't matter what circumstance you may find yourself in. It does not change who you are. Circumstances, appearances will come and go, but the eternal truth of what you are, who you are, is unchangeable. To give is how to recognize you have received. It is the proof that what you have is yours. You understand that you are healed when you give healing. You accept forgiveness as accomplished in yourself when you forgive. You recognize your brother as yourself, and thus do you perceive that you are whole. There is no miracle you cannot give, for all are given you. Receive them now by opening the storehouse of your mind where they are laid and giving them away. I just love that thought. It reminds me of a verse in the Bible. Cast your bread upon the water and it will return 100-fold. Christ's vision is a miracle. It comes from far beyond itself, for it reflects eternal love and the rebirth of love which never dies, but has been kept obscure. Christ's vision pictures heaven, for it sees a world so like to heaven that what God created perfect can be mirrored there. The darkened glass the world presents can show but twisted images and broken parts. The real world pictures heaven's innocence. Christ's vision is the miracle in which all miracles are born. It is their source remaining with each miracle you give and yet remaining yours. I'm going to pause and say, again, another reminder that it is in the giving away that you truly receive. It is the bond by which the giver and receiver are united in extension here on earth as they are one in heaven. Christ beholds no sin in anyone. This is such a tough, I would say impossible concept for ego to accept. Christ beholds no sin in anyone because Christ looks beyond appearances, the temporal illusion, the nurture and the nature I had a friend say to me once when I was being judgmental, and I said, well, I wouldn't have done that. If I was in his shoes, I would have done this other thing. And I believe I've shared this before, but I'm going to share it again because it was a poignant moment for me in my life when my friend turned to me and said very gracefully and simply, actually, if you were in his shoes, you would have his DNA and his background, and you would have done exactly what he did. And in his sight, the sinless are as one. Their holiness was given by his Father and himself. Christ's vision is the bridge between the worlds, and in its power can you safely trust to carry you from this world into one made holy by forgiveness. Things which seem quite solid here are merely shadows there, transparent, faintly seen, at times forgot, and never able to obscure the light that shines beyond them. Holiness has been restored to vision, and the blind can see. This is the Holy Spirit's single gift, the treasure house to which you can appeal with perfect certainty for all the things that can contribute to your happiness. All are laid here already. All can be received but for the asking. Here the door is never locked, and no one is denied his least request or his most urgent need. There is no sickness not already healed, no lack unsatisfied, no need unmet within this golden treasury of Christ. Here does the world remember what was lost when it was made. For here it is repaired, made new again, but in a different light. What was to be the home of sin becomes the center of redemption and the hearth of mercy, where the suffering are healed and welcome. No one will be turned away from this new home where his salvation waits. No one is stranger to him. No one asks for anything of him except the gift of his acceptance, of his welcoming. Christ's vision is the holy ground in which the lilies of forgiveness set their roots. This is their home. They can be brought from here back to the world, but they can never grow in its unnourishing and shallow soil. They need the light and warmth and kindly care Christ's charity provides. They need the love with which he looks on them, and they become his messengers who give as they received. Take from his storehouse that its treasures may increase. His lilies do not leave their home when they are carried back into the world. Their roots remain. They do not leave their source, but carry its beneficence with them and turn the world into a garden, like the one they came from, and to which they go again with added fragrance. Now they are twice blessed. The messages they brought from Christ have been delivered and returned to them, and they return them gladly unto him. Behold the store of miracles set out for you to give. Are you not worth the gift when God appointed it be given you? Judge not God's Son, but follow in the way he has established. Christ has dreamed the dream of a forgiven world. I'm going to pause and just say, wow. If you're ready to leave a nightmare, I've got really good news for you. Christ has dreamed the dream of a forgiven world. It is his gift, whereby a sweet transition can be made from death to life, from hopelessness to hope. Let us an instant dream with him. His dream awakens us to truth. His vision gives the means for a return to our unlost and everlasting sanctity in God. I give the miracles I have received. Make sure to sit with that today. Be with that truth. Let it awaken a remembrance in your heart. And I'll see you tomorrow for lesson 160.